Hello everyone, I'm William Beasley, the Great Momo, and I'm here to talk to you about the newest Avatar comic series, Smoke and Shadow. And I have to say that this is probably my favorite Avatar comic series yet to date. That title used to be held by The Search, but this was a really good comic, and a very great follow-up of The Search, or at least better than The Rift was, but The Rift was its own story, and don't get me, I love The Rift. It's just that it just felt a little out of place in context of The Promise and The Search. But this follows that completely, and there do seem to be two different storylines going on with the Avatar comics, especially with the title of the next comic reveal. With one storyline involving Zuko in the Fire Nation, and the other one involving Katara, Sokka, and Toph over in the Earth Kingdom and in what is to become the United Republic. And while that's good, it's kind of hard for Aang because he sort of has to be in two places at once, considering they want him in. They seem to want Aang in all of these comics. I mean, forget that. That was my phone. If you even heard that, just now I need to turn it off. You guys can just ignore it if it happens again. On the cover of this first issue, Smoke and Shadow 1, Aang's right here on the cover, front, center, and prominent, and he's in a total of, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's skip all the way back to the end. Oh wait, that's right. He doesn't appear in this book again. Aang's in a total of 5 pages in this book, and he's right smack dab on the front cover, along with Zuko, who's in, well, almost every page, really. So, yeah, they really do seem to want Aang in all these comics, but with these two storylines going on, it's gonna be quite a juggle. It wouldn't be a proper William Beasley video if I didn't. It would not be a proper William Beasley video if I was able to speak right throughout the entire video. Hoy vey. But yeah, I'm not so sure if they'll be able to. They're doing a great job so far, but can they keep it up? Now, the man writing this, let me just check the book so I don't completely butcher his name, although it's still entirely possible with mine. Gene Luen Yang is doing a fantastic job with these comics, because he's written all of them, basically. And then the artist, whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I'm going to get his name wrong, is doing a fantastic job with the art, with the with the illustrations within these comics. And there are also just a lot of great moments in this comic book. Like, for instance, at the very end of part 2, spoilers by the way if you haven't read the series. At the very end of part 2, we get the reveal of where a certain princess has been. And in part 3, we learned that Kiyi, I am pretty sure I'm pronouncing her name right, Zuko's half-sister, is actually a firebender, which I thought to be very interesting, considering that she is the daughter of 2 non-benders, but then again, her great-grandfather is none other than Avatar Roku, so, you know, she's got that bender blood in her. And so, yeah! And then there's a storyline with, and then May also returns. You can't really see the covers all too well with the camera shot I have, but she appears on the cover of the second issue. And she has a new boyfriend, because if you remember, Zuko and May broke up in The Promise Part 2, and she's moved on to this boy named Kilo. And a friend and I have speculated throughout these Avatar comics that Zuko is developing quite the relationship with another character that the panel I'm looking for is in that one. And that character is none other than Suki. So he and I have been reading through the comments and watching this relationship develop. However, and it did develop in these two. However, in this one, it didn't. There was no development for that relationship, and it appears in one of these last panels that May actually broke up with her new boyfriend Kilo, and it was also hinting at her getting back together with Zuko, and which I'm not against. I mean, I'm all for May and Zuko getting back together. It's just that I really was interested in seeing where they were going to go with this Suki Zuko line that it seemed that they were going towards, but I guess I was wrong. Just like always. But, yeah, no. If you haven't been reading these comics, then I would highly recommend it. They are amazing. They're pretty much just... If you're one of those people who were dissatisfied with The Legend of Korra, then there's something wrong with you because that show was awesome. But this is Avatar. This feels just like the original show. And while I did like Avatar better, and these comics like I said, these comics are definitely Avatar. I do still like Korra, and something that I found sort of weird was that this next issue called North and South, which is going to follow Katara and Sokka after they departed from the main story in the second issue. Sort of like how this first issue actually takes place before the Rift Part 1 and explains why Zuko was not at the Udao Summit. So it seems that they're trying to intertwine the two different storylines I was talking about earlier, and they are doing a very good job with it, and I completely lost track of where I was going, so... Oh yes, they were going to announce, I did read an article somewhere saying that after Smoke and Shadow was going to be the last Avatar comic, and then the next one would be, and then they would start with Korra comics. However, the next one has been said, the next comic release has said to be Avatar The Last Airbender, North and South Part 1. So I guess possibly after North and South is when we'll get some Korra comics, although I feel like Korra should be left where it left off. I don't know, it's just, there's not as much there as rebuilding after an entire war like there is with Avatar. If you want to do more Korra, I'd say just go ahead and greenlight another season or something. But those are my thoughts on Smoke and Shadow. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Have a great one.